Well, I got to be good enough to do it. Okay, so I got to prove to myself in practice that I'm good enough. I'll chip and putt any of these guys, but the golf courses are longer than just a chip and putt course. Okay, we're not gonna be playing the par 3 course at Augusta, to win the Masters. So I got to get a little bit bigger game than that. So as I said, I got a long way to go in the rehab process to be able to do something like that. I was able to come back after the fusion surgery and do what I did. I got that last major, and I ticked off 2 more events along the way. So, I don't foresee this leg ever being what it used to be. Hence, I'll never have the back what it used to be. And clock's ticking. I'm getting older. I'm not getting any younger. So, all that combined means that a full schedule and a full practice schedule and the recovery that it would take to do that. No, I don't have any desire to do that. But to ramp up for a few events a year, as I alluded to yesterday, like Mr. Hogan did, he did a pretty good job of it. And there's no reason why I can't do that and feel ready. I may not be tournament sharp in the sense of I haven't played tournaments, but I think if you practice correctly and you do it correctly, that I've come off surgeries before, I've come off long layoffs, and I've won or I've come close to winning before. So I know the recipe for it. I just got to get to a point where I feel comfortable enough where I can do that again. If this leg cooperates and I get to a point where I can play the tour, is it okay with you guys if I try and do it? And the consensus was yes. Now, internally, I haven't reached that point. I haven't proven it to myself that I can do it. Yeah, I can show up here and I can host an event. I can play a par 3 course. I hit a few shots. I can chip and putt. But okay, now we're talking about going out there playing against the world's best on the most difficult golf courses under the most difficult conditions. I'm so far from that. Now, I have a long way to go to get to that point. Now, I haven't decided whether or not I want to get to that point. I got to get my leg to a point where that decision can be made. And we'll see what happens when I get to that point. But I got a long way to go with this leg. It's having a great support system, great friends, great people around me that are positive and upbeat. But it's also the unfortunate part, experience. I've gone through tough procedures before in the past and then been sidelined and have had to recover. And having that past experience has helped. And just understanding the patience of timelines. That when someone says that, like when I blew out my ACL and broke my leg, it was, you're out for 9 months. Well, that's kind of a bummer. 9 months without it, coming back to sport. Okay, well, the back fusion surgeries, knee operations, and all those different timelines. Just understanding that with having the patience, within those timelines, how much can we push and how much we can't push. And that's you have to push until it hurts, but you can't go overboard. That's the hard part. But I've had so much experience in that regard that I know. Okay, we've taken it a little too far. Let's pump the brakes. We'll stop it right here. Okay, you haven't pushed me enough. Now this is a good day. Let's continue to go.
My competitiveness, that sort of brings me through in the clutch. When you have to make a putt, you make a putt. You have to hit this shot, you hit the shot. You just sort of like drop into another zone and you block out everything. That's really helped me.
This one's been much more difficult. The knee stuff that I had on my left knee, those operations were, that's one thing. Then that's one level. Then you had the back, that's another level. And then with this right leg, that was it's hard to explain how difficult it's been. Just to be immobile for 3 months and just lay there, and I was just looking forward to just getting outside. That was a goal of mine, and especially for a person who has lived his entire life outside, that was a goal. And finally got to that point when transitioned from wheelchair to crutches to now nothing. It's been a lot of hard work. I'm very thankful to all the surgeons and especially the nurses who are the unsung heroes through all of it. Who were there, by my bed and kept my spirits up, all my friends and family. There were some tough times in there. There were some really, really tough times, and pain got pretty great at times, but they helped me get through it, and I'm on the better side of it, but I still got a long way to go.
It's hard to explain. I guess it's just sport, because it's what we do. That's what we have to do in order to win. I'm not there in a tournament to have fun and talk to my buddies and enjoy being around them. I'm there to win the tournament.
I was in the hospital for only 3 weeks. I was in a hospital bed for 3 months. So that in itself is difficult. Being assisted everywhere I go, not being able to move anywhere. As I said, just looking forward to just getting outside. You know, eventually I got to a point where they could wheelchair me outside safely and I could feel the sun. That was like a milestone. You know, it's little things like that added up. And then eventually when I started crutching around the house, I built a really nice house, but I didn't realize how big it was until you start putting crutches on. Yeah, there were times where I had to take breaks, but I tell you what though, there's a point in time where my triceps got pretty jacked, so that was a lot of fun. But as a whole, it's been tough at times, yes. Some dark moments, but then again, as I was making progress through it too, you know, I could see some light, and that was giving me hope. I'm able to participate more with my kids and their activities, and more in just in life in general. So I'm on that side, as I said, I'm on the positive side.
One thing, it might be 20 things. Learn something from each and every round, and I've done that. Every round that I've played, I've come back home, I've critiqued my round, I've looked at it from the mental and mechanical side, what went wrong, what went right, and apply it to the next day.
I've made the climb up there a few times, and I've had a pretty good run in my career, and I just knew that once I came back from the spinal fusion surgery, I still had my hands. The only thing that was holding me back was my back, and once I realized that was good and it was solid, I wasn't gonna have the zinging down my leg, I wasn't gonna have the drop foot anymore. You know, I wasn't gonna have any of those issues. Okay, well, can I make a swing? Yes. Ooh, I have power. Didn't think I'd have power. All of a sudden I would play at home, I would shoot scores. Not the 77s and the 78s, and they were in the mid-60s without really trying. Like, okay, this is new. Let's see if we can push this a little bit further. So I came back here in 2017 and played in the Hero event, and took full advantage of all the players in the field and their world ranking points. Because I think I was 1299 at the time, so was able to climb in the world rankings because of that. And then I started back in 18, started playing a little bit more, and I started building. And once I started building, I realized that after Tampa that I could win. Okay, and then I proved to myself that I could take the lead in the British Open. Okay, well, I could close, even though I did not win, I closed pretty good at the PGA at Belle Reed. And then 19, I won the Masters. Okay, well, I don't see that type of trend going forward for me. I won't have the opportunity to practice given the condition of my leg and build up. I just don't. So it's going to have to be a different way of doing it.